So, New York or London? Who exactly is more expensive? It's always a point of contention, and I have so many clients who are moving over from London, and it's always a debate. So in this video, we're going to have a battle of the big cities and highlight some key things you need to think about if you're moving from New York or London or vice versa. Hi everyone, I'm Arinzeh with Onyx Property Team. I'm a London-based property agent. I love helping my clients relocate and finding their perfect piece of London. If you're thinking about moving to London and have questions, please make sure to reach out, and I hope you find this video helpful. So let's dive in. As housing is typically the biggest point for anybody's budget, let's talk about housing and which city is actually more expensive. New York's real estate market is characterized by high prices, particularly in Manhattan. As of mid-2023, the median sale price for an apartment in New York was approximately $1.1 million. Luxury properties and penthouses can command prices well into the tens of millions, especially in prime locations such as Central Park South, Tribeca, and the Upper East Side. The boroughs of Brooklyn and Queens also have significant price increases, with median prices for homes in desirable neighborhoods like Williamsburg and Long Island City reaching from between $800,000 to $1 million. New York's real estate market benefits from high demand fueled by a strong financial sector, a thriving arts and entertainment scene, and prestigious educational institutions. However, the market's also characterized by significant fluctuations influenced by broader economic trends such as interest rates and financial market performance. The availability of new developments, particularly luxury condos, also impacts the pricing dynamics. Well, what about London? London's property market is similarly expensive, especially in central areas. The median sale price in central London is around £900,000, which is equivalent of $1.15 million. Compare this to New York's 1.1, they're pretty much the same. Prime neighborhoods such as Kensington, Chelsea, and Mayfair see even higher prices, often exceeding £2 million, or about $2.55 million. In contrast, though, outer London areas like Croydon, Haringey, and East London offer more affordable options with median prices around £500,000 to £700,000, or $640,000 to $900,000. London's property market is influenced by its status as a global financial hub, attracting both domestic and international buyers. The city's diverse economy, cultural attractions, and educational institutions, along with its geographic location, make it very appealing to the global investors and buyers. The market also benefits from a relatively stable political environment, although it's experienced uncertainties related to Brexit and changing tax policies, which have really significantly impacted foreign investment. Key market drivers for both cities as real estate markets are driven by their status as global economic centers, and they also have unique influences. For New York, the New York market is heavily influenced by Wall Street and the tech industry, while London is impacted by its financial services sector and international appeal. Both cities attract high net worth individuals seeking luxury properties, contributing to the high prices in central areas. The supply and demand dynamics, the supply constraints are significant in both locations, with not enough supply being created and delivered to meet the demand. For foreign investment plays a crucial role in both markets, but in different ways. London has traditionally been a magnet for international buyers from Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, attracted by the stability, prestige of owning a property in the UK capital, as well as ease of getting into and out of the city. While New York attracts international buyers, particularly from China and Russia, but to a slightly lesser extent than London. Let's also consider the economic and political factors. Economic factors influence both markets, and New York's real estate market is sensitive to the U.S. economy and interest rates set by the Federal Reserve. While London's market, meanwhile, has been affected by Brexit, which created uncertainty around property investment and residency for EU nationals. Now, we've talked a bit about New York and London, but actually it's worth throwing in a third city, which is actually San Francisco on the West Coast. San Francisco is actually infamous for sky-high housing costs, often surpassing even those of New York. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center can easily exceed £3,500 per month, while those in surrounding areas like Oakland or Berkeley will still command high rents, often around £2,500 to £3,000 per month. The tech boom has significantly driven up housing prices, making it one of the most expensive cities to live in the United States. So who's more affordable on housing? City center, it's a tie. But if you go further out, I'm going to give it to London. Don't forget though, if you're watching this video from London, New York, or any place else, please make sure to drop it in the comments because we love to see where people are located. Now, let's move on to public transportation. Public transportation network is significant in both New York and London. New York's Metropolitan Transport Authority, MTA, offers a monthly unlimited subway and bus pass for $127 per month. While in contrast, London's Transport for London, TfL, charges £138, or the equivalent of approximately $180 for a monthly Zone 1 and 2 card. While both cities have extensive and reliable public transport networks, London's system tends to be more expensive, particularly due to the higher operational costs and broader range of services, including the iconic black cabs and river buses. Now, who's more affordable when it comes to public transportation? Definitely got to give New York the check mark on that one. Now let's move on to food and dining. According to this list provided by Numbeo, as you can see, most items on this food list are much more expensive in New York compared to London. I've actually found that to be true for myself. I've been living in London for 13 years, I grew up in New Jersey, and I instantly feel that just to buy basic groceries when I'm back in the States is much more expensive than what I can find in living in Zone 2 in London. On the dining out scene, whether it's an inexpensive restaurant or mid-range restaurant, be prepared to pay considerably more in New York as reflected in this table. And even drinks will cost you more as reflected in this chart. Whether you're buying a cappuccino, a Coke, or water, typically things are going to be more expensive in New York. So, who's more affordable on the food and dining side? Definitely London seems to be beating out pretty strongly. For utilities and services, utilities including electricity, heating, cooling, water, and garbage for a typical 85 square meter apartment or 850 square feet costs around $130 per month in New York. The equivalent property in London for the same services costs around £200 a month or $260, reflecting higher energy costs in the UK. Internet services are similarly priced, with both cities averaging around $60 per month. So who's more affordable on the utilities and service side? Gotta give that one to New York. Now let's look at entertainment and lifestyle. Entertainment and lifestyle costs such as gym memberships, cinema tickets, and cultural activities vary, but tend to be slightly more expensive in New York. A fitness club membership in New York averages around $100 a month compared to £40 a month or about $52 in London. Cinema tickets are about $16 in New York or £14 in London. However, both cities offer a wealth of free or low-cost cultural activities such as museums, parks, and public events. Actually, I gotta step in here and give a shout out to London. Actually, statistics show that about 75 to 80% of Londoners are within a 15-minute walk to a neighborhood park, a pocket park, or larger rural parks. Whereas New York it's got Central Park, but that's kind of hard to get to. And then it's got some other parks, but not to the extent that London is. So if you ask me in terms of concrete jungle, definitely no comparison. New York's got your concrete jungle and London has got more green space. But I digress. So coming back to who's more affordable in terms of lifestyle and entertainment, gotta give the shout out to London on that one. And finally, let's look at healthcare. Healthcare is a big consideration for all of us. So in the UK, we have the National Health Service, or NHS, which provides most services at the point of use, funded through taxation, significantly reducing the out-of-pocket costs for residents. Pretty much you can attend, whether it's acute issues or emergencies, for free, as well as your ongoing GP visits at no cost out of pocket to you. But obviously there is a cost that's borne by taxpayers collectively. In contrast, New York's healthcare costs can be substantial even with insurance due to high premiums, copays, and deductibles. So who's more affordable when it comes to healthcare? Definitely London's gonna get the tick for that one. So, in conclusion, while both New York and London are expensive cities to live in, specific costs will vary depending on the service or the amenity you might need. Housing similarly priced in both cities, while London does offer more affordable options for the same distance outside of the city center. Transport and utilities tend to be costlier in London, while food, dining, and lifestyle expenses are somewhat higher in New York. Healthcare costs are significantly lower in London due to the NHS system. Ultimately, living in either city is going to provide an incredible experience of culture, lifestyle, amenities, and new opportunities. If you're thinking about moving to London or you're here and want to get the best version of London for you, please make sure to reach out. You can reach me on social media, or you can always find me on WhatsApp at +44 770 318 3750. But I actually have to mention, if you're actually thinking about moving to New York, or in fact any other city, whether in the US or globally, please reach out. I can definitely connect you with one of my colleagues, part of the Keller Williams Network, as we are in over 60 countries worldwide. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it enjoyable and educational. And if you're thinking about buying in London, I look forward to hearing from you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if it's your first time on my channel, don't forget to subscribe to make sure you don't miss a single episode as we put out weekly videos about the London property market and living in this incredible city.